Welcome back to another episode of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Madison Olms, with our forecaster, Austin Long. Austin, how's the weather this weekend looking?
This weekend, we've had a pretty good week with sun, but it looks like those clouds are looking to return this weekend with some rain chances here, too.
Oh, well, that sounds unfortunate. What about as we head into next week for Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day also looks like it's going to be a messy week. Some snow, some rain, all the in-between.
Oh, sounds like that typical state college weather for this time of year.
Speaking of events, isn't THON coming up soon?
It is. It's coming up next weekend, and we'll learn more about it in a feature by Matthew Howard later in the show. Up next, we have our Nature in the Newses.
Another way to study the brain just became available, but is it truly trustworthy? Neuralink, the company founded by Elon Musk, implanted a brain-reading device into a person for the first time on January 29th. Brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, record and decode brain activity. They aim to allow people with severe paralysis to control things such as computers, robotic arms, or wheelchairs through thought alone. Studying the brain with these devices is incredibly complicated and requires immense amounts of research to perfect. Neuralink looks to simplify these devices by creating a chip that contains 64 flexible polymer threads, which provide 1,024 sites for recording brain activity. This is considerably more than other BCIs, which makes this chip incredibly powerful compared to those other chips. This may sound promising, but there is a lack of transparency between the company and the public. There is no official confirmation that trials have begun besides a tweet from Musk. Details provided on the brochure about the actual implementation are lacking, and outcomes of implants have been kept under wraps. The scientific community hopes the company is viewing safety as its #1 priority at this stage, but has hope for the future that this innovation could bring.
Starting last Wednesday, atmospheric rivers have drenched California, causing flooded roads, toppled trees, and traffic accidents. Atmospheric rivers are long bands of moisture that form over the Pacific Ocean and are typically ahead of cold fronts. When they interact with the West Coast topography, there is often heavy rain along the coast and somewhat inland. They are what have been fueling the storms in the Los Angeles and San Diego areas. These storms indicate a changed environment, and much of the infrastructure, mainly piers, that have been damaged may not be able to be rebuilt in the same ways they were before. The new designs and locations of the structures will be crucial to the rebuilding process. With waves rising to heights of 20 feet, many piers can't handle being pummeled like this much longer. In some California cities, millions of dollars have been allocated from state funds to rebuild and replace piers. Many communities are starting to wonder if they can afford to keep their piers, which will need to be taller and stronger than they were before. Californian piers may be far and few between as the West Coast continues to be drenched by storms stretching across the Pacific.
The comeback of a top predator could benefit the ecosystem in which it lives in. Over the past 40 years, the number of sea otters, a top predator nearly hunted to extinction, has been making a gradual comeback. With this comeback, scientists were curious if these otters could have a connection to coastal erosion. Sea otters need to consume more than 20% of their body mass in food per day. Their diet consists of a common delicacy among the shoreline, the striped shore crab. These pesky critters love to burrow along the shoreline and feed off the dominant marsh plant, pickleweed. This plant is responsible for holding the shoreline together. Scientists propose that an increase in the sea otter population should help to stabilize shoreline erosion. Researchers set up multiple long-term experiments and studies in which they monitored real-time data play out before their very eyes and compare that data to previous observations. Through these long-term experiments and studies, scientists have proven that this was the case. This experimentally confirms the theory that top predators can influence ecosystems in positive ways. Discussions regarding the role and conservation of top animals should intensify, seeing that they have a powerful impact on the spaces they are a part of. We've had a pretty sunny week here in State College, but the weekend looks to bring some clouds and a chance of rain heading your way. On Friday, we're looking at some pretty mostly cloudy conditions. The sun should peek through the State College area here or there in the afternoon hours. Mild temperatures. Temperatures are going to be near record-breaking on Friday and Saturday, all above average throughout the weekend. We've got a nice low-pressure system over Michigan in the Canadian region that's going to help to bring some rain showers on Saturday, along with some breezy winds that are going to make its way and be a characteristic of the entire weekend. Speaking of those rain showers on Saturday, an off-stemming low from the system that's well into Canada at this point is going to hit a cold front in the Ohio Valley region, bringing some rain showers in the morning and early afternoon hours on Saturday. Clouds are going to set in afterwards and be mainly overcast, but that's going to help to keep these temperatures mild and well above average and again near record-breaking. Breezy conditions will also continue thanks to this off-stemming low. Sunday looks to be a little bit of the same story with those clouds, a little cooler on the temperature side, but still well above average. Some southerly rain that's just not going to make its way up here as well, and those winds are still going to continue on Sunday. Looking back onto Friday, we're looking at a high of 58 degrees. Our record is 62, so definitely flirting close with some partly cloudy conditions. Hopefully that sun will get out in the afternoon and potentially warm up to get near that high. Friday night's looking to be mostly clear, still above average. Our normal average temperature for this time of year is 36 degrees, and our low is set to be 43 degrees. Those clouds are really helping to blanket those temperatures and keep it nice and warm. Again, those temperatures being warm is going to be our main player on Saturday, 59 degrees. Our record for that day is 61, so even closer to the record than Friday. Some morning showers will hopefully give way to a mostly cloudy afternoon, giving that chance for some temperatures to warm up and lead to maybe a record breaker that day. The night, still the same story with these temperatures, 38 degrees for our low, above average temperatures, and those breezy conditions are still going to continue. Sunday, again, another warmer day on the cooler side at 47 degrees, well above average, with those clouds continuing into that day and into the night too. Up next, a feature by Matthew Howard on THON 2024.
It's surely a busy time of year for many Penn State students because THON is coming around the corner. And THON takes place just behind us here in the Bryce Jordan Center, and we are all very excited to see what THON comes our way this year. THON is a 46-hour dance marathon with no sitting and no standing, supporting children and their families with pediatric cancer. Penn State raised over $15 million last year, surpassing the previous record. You might not tie this dance marathon and weather together, but it is significant for supporter attendance. February is one of the snowiest and coldest months of the year, meaning it can affect travel for many coming. Many Commonwealth campuses travel to State College to support the dancers. It is a year-long effort as many events and fundraisers supporting THON occur at any time of the year. It is critical to raise money and have a few of your organization members represent themselves here at Penn State. Many people in the meteorology department are involved in THON in some shape or form, including myself. I am currently a promotion liaison for EMS THON, and I attended THON last year as I attended my previous campus. Today you will hear from some of our THON dancers in the meteorology department who are dancers for Penn State and representing their organizations. These dancers will participate for the full 46 hours and are very excited to share their experiences and what they are looking forward to.
My name is Madison Olms. You may know me as one of the student meteorologists on Whether or Not. I'm a senior this year, and some of my prior THON experience involves me being the alternative fundraising chair for my sorority, Alpha Delta Pi. In that role, I help to plan, coordinate, and execute a variety of fundraisers throughout the year on behalf of our fundraising efforts to support THON's mission. This year, I am the primary chair of Alpha Delta Pi. In this role, I help to be the liaison between my chapter and our paired organization, Sigma Alpha Epsilon. Together, we collaborate to have fundraising events and bonding events to get closer with one another while supporting THON's missions and our 4 families, the Grimms, the Howes, the Karshner's, and the Speeds. I am dancing this year on behalf of my sorority, and I'm really looking forward to spending time with our families coming together on THON weekend. We do get to see them periodically throughout the year, but coming together for this one final stand as we stand for 46 hours is what I'm most excited for. Lastly, I'd like to finish off with why I THON. I THON so that no family has to be apart from the ones they love when experiencing life's precious moments.
Hi, I'm Tyler Hughes, and I'm dancing for EMS THON this year in THON 2024. I'm really excited to represent the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences. It's my first time dancing in THON. I've been fortunate enough to spectate the last 2 years, and I've had an enormous amount of people to look up to in EMS THON over those past 2 years. And so to be able to carry on in their footsteps is extremely exciting for me. I first joined THON when I got to Penn State because I wanted to give back to the community, especially those children that are fighting the ultimate battle with cancer, and support them in any way we can. And I just feel so honored to be able to continue that support as a dancer in THON. I've also been honored to support our 4 wonderful families that we have in EMS THON as a family relations chair over the past couple of years. And so to be able to dance representing them and to spend time with them is something I'm really looking forward to for THON weekend.
Will we see another yet record-breaking year when it comes to THON totals? That we shall see. From Whether or Not, I'm student meteorologist Matthew Howard, and we hope to see you here soon.
Make sure to enjoy the warmth while it comes this weekend, because next week looks to be a messy one. Speaking of our weekend recap, we've got some way above average temperatures looking to be record-breaking on Friday and Saturday, with our record on Friday being 62 and our record on Saturday being 61. Our high of 58 and 59 respectively are sitting pretty close to that, and maybe with this blanket of clouds that's going to settle over the region, we might hit and break those records. Those showers, however, on Saturday are going to push a cold front through the region and leave us with some cloudy conditions on Sunday, leaving our temperatures still above average, but at a lower temperature of 47 degrees. Speaking of that messy week, it's looking like some snow chances are coming on Tuesday and Thursday, the messier day being Tuesday with a chance of some rain and mixture, and Thursday just being a little bit of snow flurries or some snow showers. Regardless of those 2 days, the week looks to be mainly cloudy, and those temperatures are settling in right back near average for this time of year. Valentine's Day, however, Wednesday, is looking to be one of the better days in this upcoming week, and we are very promiscuously happy about that here at the set.
Yeah, awesome. It's great to see that temperatures are settling right back down to average, and that reminds me about our Valentine's Day coming up, and as well as our Weather Whiz Quiz question this week. Our Weather Whiz Quiz question this week is, what was the lowest recorded minimum temperature on Valentine's Day in State College? Was it A, 12 degrees, B, 5 degrees, C, 2 degrees, or D, -7 degrees? If you guessed -7 degrees, D, you would be correct. Now, Austin, that record was set back in 1943 when the lowest minimum temperature was -7 degrees.
That's a pretty cold Valentine's Day. Luckily, I don't think we're going to hit those temperatures this time around. We'll be sitting right near average.
That's really great to hear. That's all we have for today. We'll see you next week on another episode of Whether or Not.